Dani Johnson.
98% of the population will end up dead or dead broke by the age of 65.
Dani Johnson.
The question I have for you, is that how you want to be? Is that the life that you want? Well, if you look at what everybody else is doing and you live the way they are, then that's what you're going to have. Why live under the burden of death? I say, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite.
Dani Johnson.
Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Today, we're going to be talking about something that absolutely could change every relationship in your life. It can change your business, your career, and as a direct result of it changing that, it actually can change your finances because your personal and your professional life is completely tied to your finances. My name's Dani Johnson. I'm glad that you're here choosing us today. We're here Monday through Friday, 12 to 2 Eastern, plus Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights via radio and television. You can always get this show 7 days a week via the web on the website DaniJohnson.com or our app, the Dani Johnson app. I grew up on welfare in a violently abusive, drug-infested home. I was emotionally, physically, verbally, mentally tormented as a child. I was violently abused, shoved up against walls, kicked across the floor. My parents never worked, so I never saw active citizens doing something to contribute to a household. They actually lived on welfare until I was about 13 years old, 12, 13 years old. My mom broke her neck when I was 11. She started to get small portions of settlements due to some malpractice issues that the doctors had done at a university hospital. And by the time I was 14, they had received a good size amount of money. I moved out at 16. The money actually did not make our life better. It made our life worse and intensified greatly the violence that was taking place in the house. And it also brought in very expensive drugs like cocaine, for example. My parents did drugs my entire life. When I was 17 and I ended up pregnant out of wedlock, disowned by my parents, and then at 17 and a half, I find out that the man that raised me, that I called dad, wasn't even my father, that I had been adopted. So, long story short, I had a lot of drama from, 0 until I was 18 years old. Actually, more drama even continued. 21 years old, I meet and marry a guy that I know for 7 days, end up homeless a few months later. He's off in Japan with another woman. I'm stuck on some island out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean where he had moved us shortly after we got married. And fortunately, I had learned some business skills the year before. Fortunately, I had actually made a sizable investment into my education. I wanted to do something with my life. Have you ever been there? I wanted to be different than what my parents had lived. I did not want to be living off of the government. I wanted to contribute to society. I wanted to be somewhat more successful than my parents, obviously. Not being on welfare would have been successful, more successful than my parents. So anyway, I started a business from the trunk of my car in a payphone booth the day after Christmas, in an industry I had no experience in at all. My first year, I made $250,000 in business. By the end of my second year, I'd made my first $1 million. Today, I'm a multimillionaire. I'm a business consultant, an international speaker. I've been speaking actually for more than 2 decades, training people on how to start a business, how to take their current business that might be stuck and grow it, and or to prosper greatly in their career, how to climb through the corporate structure and be the #1 recommended person for the next job promotion or the next raise. We've been helping hundreds of thousands of people annihilate debt for the last decade. Millions upon millions, in fact, hundreds of millions of dollars our clients have paid off in the last decade using our war on debt system. We teach all of these techniques from a perspective that is foundational, that works in every area of your life. And so today on this show, I'm going to bring in a business concept that I want you also to use at home. This is a concept that you and I need to discuss, one that I want you to see. Have you used this concept? What has it improved in your business or your personal life? How has it opened doors for you? And how have you used it strategically? Well, this is a concept that I've used for 2.5 decades, and it works. Just hands down, bar none, it works. And I know it's going to help to improve your game at work today as well as at home. It is something so foundational, so simple, something that's been around for thousands of years, something that most people do not do. And if you do it, you stand out of the crowd. You are set apart from everybody else. It seems that most people, and this is what I've encountered in my life, working with hundreds of thousands of people, helping them to succeed in their careers, their business, or their finances, and their personal relationships. What I can tell you is that most people seem to be too busy to add that extra little touch that causes them to be set apart. Now, I have a couple questions for you. First of all, I want you to assess yourself. You know, as you're driving down the road on your way to work, or you might be sitting at home listening to this live on the internet, what sets you apart from everybody else in the world? And as a business person, if you are in business, what sets your business apart from your competitors? And let's just say that you don't own the business, but you work for the business. I want you to put on the mindset of what we call an employeepreneur. And this is something that I coined a few years ago, actually back in 2008, when we created really the manuscript for First Steps to Wealth. That's our latest best-selling book. You can find that book on our website. But an employeepreneur. So what that is marrying two different mindsets together. The employee mindset that seems to be out there in the world today, which is, I'm only going to work hard enough so I don't get fired. And the employer mindset is, I'm only going to pay them enough so they don't quit. This is both a very demeaning, very destructive, very unproductive mindset between both parties. And I believe that has a lot to do with why Dun & Bradstreet reports that 90% of all businesses fail due to a lack of knowledge and skill by the owner. 90% of all businesses are going to fail. That's kind of a sad statistic, don't you think? So in order for you to make sure you do not end up as one of those statistics, there's a different mindset. There's got to be a different approach that you have in the marketplace than what everybody else has. When I share this concept with you, you're going to say, really? I mean, is it really that simple? The answer is yes, it is that simple. It's saying, thank you. Yeah. What could set you apart as a human on the earth? What could set you apart as a worker in the workforce, as an entrepreneur, or as an employee? Can be the very concept that is foundational, that's been around forever. And it's saying, thank you. Do you realize that the customers that are with your business, at your job, or the business that you own, do you realize that they have an option to do business elsewhere? They do. So when was the last time you thanked them? Think about this. Just a few weeks ago, I was taking my son to get his hair cut, and walks in a man that I could see the logo on his shirt. And in this little town, there is a car dealership that's very, very successful. Come to find out, there's 30 locations. I had no idea. Come to find out, he's been in business for 30 years in the car business. And so here, something that I learned 25 years ago was that if you want to be successful, you got to study successful people. And so I have no idea who's more successful, whether his businesses or our businesses are more successful. I have no idea. That doesn't matter. But a man that has a very successful business in your town, or a woman that has a very successful business in your town, it would behoove you to maybe go in and start interviewing them somehow. Somehow start to build a relationship and learn from these people. So here I'm sitting in a hair salon waiting for my son's hair to get cut. And I see him, and I began to ask him questions. I said, so what do you think is the number one reason why your business is set apart and more successful than the rest of the car lots in this area? He says, well, something that I think we realize that maybe others don't is that all of our customers have an opportunity to do business elsewhere. He says, so I feel like we can't thank them enough for their business. I believe that relationship is really important to build in the marketplace. And those kinds of businesses that don't build relationship first, well, they are the ones that end up failing and struggling. This obviously confirmed everything that I've been doing for 2.5 decades. I learned a long time ago, learn more about people than you do your product or your service. You'll be unusually successful. I learned a long time ago, work harder on you, work harder on me than I do anybody else, and I will be unusually successful. These things proved to be true, my friend. Two powerful nuggets that proved to be true. Another nugget that was given to me 25 years ago was to make my product people. That, let's say, and this is my favorite water that I use, and I get it whatever city I go to, there's one particular store that carries it. I get this beautiful water. The water, if I were selling water, is not the product. The product is the people that I want to market the water to. But if I make people my product, I study them the same way. Let's say that if I was in the water business, which I'm not, but I've been an avid clean water drinker for 25 years. My very first business was in the water industry. It converted me to only drinking clean water and never touching tap water. But anyway, so if I was to be in the water business, I would be studying, right? The 98% of the population, whatever product or service that they're going to market, they're generally going to study that product. And they like to study those things because they like to sound smart before the people. But they don't realize that people really could care less how smart you are. They really just want to know whether or not it's going to work for them. They want to know if it's going to be pleasurable to do business with you. And so one of the ways that you can stand out more than, let's say, a Walmart, okay, who doesn't say thank you? The reality is that we can all think of places that just take our money with a bad attitude. They take our money with almost like they're doing us a favor, and their attitude is they could care less whether or not we ever return back to them. They could care less who we are, where we come from, what we struggle with. They could care less about what stresses that we're under that day. They could care less about that. Come on, you and I have been to Walmart or various different grocery stores where the checker doesn't even look you in the eyes, does not say hello to you, does not treat you like you are a human. And right there, the receipt is coming out, and they're already moving on to the next person's set of groceries. There's no cordial respect. There's no honor. There's no, common courtesy of recognition that you are there and you could be going elsewhere with your money to purchase the same exact thing. Maybe even for more money, we may even pray for it if we get better service. So I want you to think about this as we head to this break. What sets you apart as a coworker, as a co-community person in the workforce today? What sets you apart? What makes you different than the rest of them that are out there? If the answer is nothing, then you better start thinking of something that causes you to stand out of the crowd. Because if you don't stand out, you're going to be overcome by that crowd and be nothing. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
With all the changes happening in healthcare, Christians want to know, is there any option that's God-honoring, affordable, and acceptable under the law? The answer is Medishare. It's not insurance. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. Unlike individual insurance plans, which are now required to cover the morning after pill, your healthcare dollars never pay for things that go against your beliefs. There's no enrollment period, so you could sign up anytime. You choose your doctors from America's largest provider network. And yes, it's affordable. Family options average around $300 a month. Medishare is healthcare Christians can believe in.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info@INTELEREP.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.
Why don't you groom your kids for success?
What's the option?
Letting your daughter hang out with ne'er-do-wells and eventually bringing you a grandchild with a pierced navel?
Don't get a grandbaby with a pierced navel.
Listen to Dani Johnson.
It'll turn things around.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
This is Dani Johnson. Welcome back. What sets you apart different than everybody else that is out there? Now, particularly at work. Here's some quotes that my coworker in crime found for today's show. If we don't take care of our customers, somebody else will. That's the facts. Now, a few weeks ago, I kind of shared with you an idea that one of my coworkers came up with. It was profound. I don't know if you watched the show or listened to the show on the radio that we did about Ritz-Carlton service, about how that can set you apart, set your business apart, that you can be bringing just such great value into the marketplace by how you treat your customers. These are the things that sets apart the companies that are doing billions and the ones that are failing. It really is how we treat the client, we like to call our clients. We don't call customers. And why? Because customer denotes a very short-term, quick transaction. A client is a long-term transaction. A client is built on relationship. And a client actually denotes something more prestigious instead of something that is, I don't know, nebulous, something that really doesn't have great value, something that really doesn't mean anything to either party. And so we don't ever want customers at DaniJohnson.com, ever. We want to develop a clientele. We want clients that they believe and they know that we care about them, that we're giving them the best possible service that we are able to, that we're constantly striving to give even better service, to treat them better, to honor them, to listen to them, to give them what they need, not just what they want, but also what they need, which is that personal care, to be made feel special and important. This is something that we've done for decades. This is something that I brought, actually, this kind of service is what I brought into the marketplace, into an industry that was not known for service, that was not known for any kind of client care or, gosh, let's just say the kind of service that in the industry in which that I got started in when I was homeless was, Walmart-type service. Just cruddy service. It's not pleasurable to go into that place. You hear people, you ask a question and, the person's like, I don't know. You call in to try to get an answer on a product or something or a price or something. I don't know. That's what the person on the phone, I don't know. You just want to wring their necks through the phone, right? You want to grab that phone and wrap it around their head because, they're not giving you what you need. You took the time to call. You're trying to save a trip all the way out there. You're trying to find out about something. I don't know, or I don't know, hold. Just so rude and so wrong is the way that they treat you. And so it's really important to make sure that if you want to rise up in the marketplace, if you want your business to succeed, if you want to grow in your profession, in your career, in your job, if you don't want to stay at the bottom, then you literally are going to have to produce a higher level of care to the client as well as your coworkers. And that's something that my dear friend who's been with us now for 9 years, Joseph, when I had sent this email amongst our managers, I just said, hey, I want to kind of bring the team together, the whole company together once a week or as often as I'm in town, and let's talk about this Ritz-Carlton service. And something that he said, and I shared with you on Facebook, he says, wow, imagine if, our coworkers are our clients. Our coworkers are our clients. Got to slow down on that one. Okay. So what if you treated your coworkers or your family members as though they were a client? How would that change production and camaraderie, harmony, and peace at home? If you treated the people you work with, right, as though they were a client, how would you change the way you treat them if they were a client? Think about that. If every person in every department that you work with, you treated them as though they were a client, the reality is everyone has a choice to work someplace else. Everyone has a choice to not bring in great service every day. People have a choice to bring in their bad attitudes and poor work ethics every day. So when somebody goes above and beyond, and they're bringing excellence, they're bringing diligence, they're going the extra mile, well then, what would you do different to them, for them, than what you're doing now? Think about that. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening? Thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on the Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on the Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400, 251-928-9400.
So, politicians are all alike. Let me be clear, and I'll give you something you've never gotten anywhere else before.
How's that working for you?
You know what? She's tired of that mess. How about this?
You listen to her.
She brings you hope.
You make the change.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
This is Dani Johnson. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. We're here Monday through Friday, 12 to 2 Eastern Time. And Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights via radio and television, or 7 days a week. You can find us at DaniJohnson.com. That's a website free and available for you to grow your income, annihilate your debt, doing all of this while growing your business or in your career, and, my friend, having a whole lot more fun with pleasurable relationships with your family. We're going to show you exactly step by step how to improve the relationships you have with other human beings all around you, because you're always going to have people around you, whether you like it or not, my friend. We are not getting out of this world without dealing with people. So, which brings me to what we're talking about today. And what we're talking about is how you can be set apart from the rest of the, 98%ers that are out there. That's 98% of the population that ends up dead or dead broke at the age of 65, depending on their family, friends, and federal government for their main source of income. That does not have to be your end. That does not have to be your destiny. You do not want to be in that club. That club lives a certain way. And honestly, all you have to do is look at the way they live, look at the way they work, look at the way they communicate, and do the exact opposite, and you might find yourself somewhere where 2% of the population lives, which is financially independent. They live a completely different life. So each day on the Dani Johnson Show, we bring you topics that we know are going to impact your personal and your professional life, your financial life, your relationships at work and at home, help you to grow your business or your career. So we're talking about something so foundational, so simple, something that anyone can do, something that for some unknown reason, 98% of the population usually doesn't do. We see that at the bottom of the barrel of those companies that provide the worst service do not do this. But it is something you could do even if you work at the bottom of the barrel, even if you are at the lowest rung of the ladder, even if you have a business or in a business or a career that is not known for good service, you yourself can bring awesome service, regardless if it's a policy thing or not, regardless if it is even a part of for example, let's say you work at the dollar store. Highly unlikely. But let's say that you work at the dollar store. They have the worst service, don't they? Yeah, there ain't nobody that's going to try to help you with no thing. They don't give you eye contact. They don't treat you like you're a human. They pretty well ignore you. They treat you like you're dirt. Why? Because you're shopping in the dollar store? Do they have the right to treat you that way? But if you do work at the dollar store and you choose to bring awesome people skills and awesome foundational common courtesy like saying thank you. Yeah, like saying thank you. Bottom line is this. You will be elevated in your position if you use common, simple things that I hope your mama taught you. Something that I had to teach my kids, 5 of them. Something that I teach my grandchildren when I'm with them. Thank you. Saying thank you. What about this? Writing a thank you card. But see, most people are so busy that they choose not to do those things. Well, when I was a homeless woman 23 and a half years ago, what I brought to the industry in a business that I started where it was not known for good service. It was certainly not known for great people skills. It's the bottom of a barrel business. Come on, what other kind of business do you start from the trunk of your car in a payphone booth? You don't start a Ritz-Carlton business from a payphone booth in a car, right? And as a homeless woman, no way. But I did bring common courtesy into an industry that doesn't have it. So things like saying thank you, things like writing out a thank you card, things like really interviewing my prospects and finding out what made them tick, letting them talk, really hearing for what their needs were so that I could help fill those needs, whether the emotional needs or mental needs, their goals that they have, just coming alongside them. And even though that, let's say my business model per se didn't benefit directly from helping them achieve a goal or standing behind them or encouraging them on something that had nothing to do with the relation of my product itself, but this extra mile thing that I would bring to them caused me to get crazy amounts of referrals. So much so that I started off with 0 customers, right, on the 26th of December. But by the last day of December, I had 40 customers. Those 40 then sent referrals to equal 100 new customers in that next 30 days. So I went from 40 to 140. And that largely was from referrals. Because when you treat people right, you will end up with referrals. So I want you to think about this, okay? Because I don't want this to be a one-way conversation. I know I've been talking your ear off. By the way, if this is your first time tuning in, my name's Dani Johnson. I grew up on welfare, pregnant at 17, homeless at 21, but millionaire by 23. I did not win the lottery. I started a business. Still to this day, am benefiting from that business that I started all those years ago. Today, we have several companies, 5 kids. I travel around the world teaching people how to be successful in their business, career, finances, and their families. Okay, so anyway, I want you to think about this. Have you ever encountered a company that truly values you as a person? Have you ever encountered a company or a service that made you feel very special, made you feel very important? What was that experience like? How did it change the perception of that company? Call me right now. The phone number is 844-439-1391. By the way, that's a toll-free number. 844-439-1391. 844-439-1391. So I want you to think about that. Or if you've had really bad service, let's talk about the bad service you experienced. And I want you to tell me how it made you feel about that company or that product. And what was your next step? Did you tell people about the bad service that you had? Did it cause you to want to keep other people from doing business with those people? Did it make you feel like you got a good deal when you were ignored or mistreated or got bad service? 844-439-1391. This is an important study. Here's why. Because there are people listening from all over the world right now. And together, you and I, through this real simple little case study, can improve our game starting today based on what we hear each other share in their good service example or their bad service example. Okay? Have you been thanked? From a heartfelt thank you. Think about it. A heartfelt thank you. You know, versus, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? That doesn't really mean anything. Versus someone looking you in the eyes. You just finished purchasing something from them. They look you in the eyes and you say, thank you so much for coming in today. We really appreciate your business. I hope we get to see you again. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if the checker at Walmart said that to you? You know, if she did, you'd probably hunt for her every time you go to check out your groceries. You would. She, by her very conduct of literally looking you in the eyes, taking a moment and a pause and saying, thank you so much for coming in today. I've enjoyed serving you. I hope I get to see you again soon. What would that produce in you? Naturally. 844-439-1391 is my number. Again, that's 844-439-1391. I want you seriously to share with me your best customer service experience. How did it change how you felt about that company? Are you still doing business with that company today? Or have you had some bad service, people that ignore you at the checkout line? You know, they robotically might say thank you, but they certainly don't mean it, right? And what does that cause in you, right? Listen, in today's world and in economies like what's going on around the world, we can't mess around with being lazy, lackadaisical, and uncaring. People are really looking for that genuine, that sincere look in the eyes, that true care, versus just looking to take your money. We want good service, do we not? If you agree with me, call me right now and tell me why you agree with me. 844-439-1391. And if you're already using this type of strategy, tell me how it's working for you. Saying thank you, being sincere, going the extra mile. What does that look like at work and for your clients and at home for you? Give me a call. Let's talk about this. It's an important subject that can change our economy. This is Dani Johnson. You're listening to The Dani Johnson Show. We will continue with your phone call right after this. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
No matter where she goes on this planet, she finds people of all stripes. Emeralds, rubies, sapphires, pearls. She's made it a point to teach success better than anyone else in America. So welcome to the international headquarters of your new future. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
This is Dani Johnson. I grew up on welfare, pregnant at 17, homeless at 21, yet millionaire by 23. Today, multi-millionaire, best-selling author, and passionate about seeing you succeed wildly in the marketplace. I want to see your business or your career absolutely grow to levels that you did not even know was possible. Listen, if I learned some crazy little strategies and skills that a third grader can do that helped me to become a multi-millionaire today, then you can learn the same exact strategies and skills. These specific strategies are in my latest book, First Steps to Wealth. We turned it into an ebook to make it downloadable, available for you. If you are listening to the show for the very first time, then we would love to give you a gift. In fact, for the first 5 callers that call in right now, we'd like to give you our latest copy of First Steps to Wealth in an ebook form. But you need to call this phone number in order to get the details sent in. 866-760-8255. Again, that's 866-760-8255. First Steps to Wealth shows you exactly how I went from homeless to financial independence. If you would like to experience financial independence, you've got to learn from someone who has done it, friend. As much as you might like your uncle who's a janitor, he cannot help you to become financially independent. I've helped many, many, thousands upon thousands of people reach that level of financial independence, and I'd love for you to be the next person that achieves it. 866-760-8255. It is a free book. Call right now. Or you can go to our website, DaniJohnson.com. Again, that's DaniJohnson.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see Get Dani's free ebook, First Steps to Wealth. Just click right there, put in your email address so we can send you the book. All right. So we're talking about something so simple, so foundational that sets you apart. So I want to know what kind of great service have you experienced from people in the past? Could have been something recent, could have been something from a long time ago that really stands out to you. I want you to share with me some bad experiences that you've had, bad service examples, and what that caused to happen inside of you. Did it make you want to refer them? Did it make you want to get a refund? Did it make you upset? Did it make you want to tell other people about the bad service that you got? 844-439-1391 is my number. Again, that's 844-439-1391. I've got Mark from Baltimore on the phone. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Yes.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. So what have you got to say? You've had a good or a bad experience with service that you want to share?
Well, Dani, what's it's funny about the situation is I know sometimes you use an example at First Steps to Success in regards to the Walmart experience, but I'm here to share the day before Friday, this past week after Mother's Day, we actually got exceptional service from one particular individual where we were in the lawn and garden section. Mm-hmm. This gentleman greeted us, said thank you, pointed out the different specials, pointed out different things, helped put things in our cart, carried us over to the actual to checkout area. I mean, the entire time he was right there, as well as acknowledging other customers and so forth that were in that area, greeting them, making them feel welcomed. And to be quite honest with you, I've never experienced that at Walmart until that time.
Now, I have to ask you this question because, first of all, you're shocked. And I hear you smiling. I can hear the smile from all the way to here in Texas. But tell me, what did that cause you to think about this one man in comparison to the, skeins of people that you've had to do business with at Walmart? What did it make you think about this guy?
Well, it made me feel special. It made me feel important. It made me feel that he really cared about our experience there. I know my mother commended him several times on the help and so forth that he gave us. And she said, I will make sure anytime I ever come here again, I find you.
That's right.
And I'm going to let your boss know.
Yep.
Just the exceptional service that you gave us.
Wow. So there you go.
Stuff like that is so rare.
It is.
You know?
It is. It's totally rare. But look at the mom's response, and that's the part that I really want to point out. Mom's response was what every employee wants to get, yet is not willing to do what it takes to get that response from a client or a customer. And so many employees have this mindset of, people don't like me, or, my boss doesn't see all that I do. Well, maybe all that you are doing is not good enough to see. And if you have customers or clients saying what Mark's mother said to that Walmart worker of, hey, I am going to talk to your manager. I am going to make sure that when I come here again, I'm only coming to you. That gets noticed, and it is not difficult to make that experience happen. And so oftentimes what people do is they really think that it is about getting lucky that will get them noticed. They think it's about getting, being in the right place at the right time. No, it has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with how you treat the people you work with and the people, the customers or the clients of the business that you work for. So I really want, Mark, first of all, thank you so much for sharing that story. And it's so nice to know that, wow, we had a nice Walmart experience. Wow, imagine that. You know what I mean? That's amazing. So again, if you want to get noticed, you want to rise above, you want to be set apart, then you have to set yourself apart. You have to rise above the standard conduct that happens. I hear this often. Well, it's not my job, right? So that guy that Mark was just talking about could have said, well, it's not my job to give that kind of service. I only work here, right? Well, I'm not in that department, so it's not my job to cross over into that department. It is that very mindset that is not doing what it takes to succeed or to get promoted. That is a 98% mindset. And if we all focused on making sure we give the best possible service, saying thank you, going the extra mile, not looking for the easy way, cheesy way out of getting something done with excellence and perfection, but doing it lazily. Oh, it's not my job, it's not my department, it's not my problem. That hurts the business altogether. It hurts your reputation. It will not help you to succeed. If it doesn't serve the customer and do better for them and give them a great overall experience with your company, the company you're working for, the one that you own, that company will not exist anymore. It's everybody's job to help a business succeed. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of The Dani Johnson Show right after this.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Dani Johnson.
98% of the population will end up dead or dead broke by the age of 65.
Dani Johnson.
The question I have for you, is that how you want to be? Is that the life that you want? Well, if you look at what everybody else is doing and you live the way they are, then that's what you're going to have. Why live under the burden of death? I say, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite.
Dani Johnson.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Dani Johnson Show. Glad to have you here with us. Really, I want to thank you for being so faithful to this daily show. Every day, 12 to 2 Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday via radio and television in the evening. And then, of course, I really want to thank all of those listening right now from Latvia. People are listening in from Canada, Mexico. Throughout the world, we have a listener base that tunes in via the DaniJohnson.com app or the website itself. I really am so grateful for just people who really want to move their lives forward. You know, 2.5 decades ago, I started on a venture of business. And I didn't come from business. I wasn't somebody that was destined to succeed financially or destined to succeed in any kind of career. I didn't even have any big dreams of having a great career or anything like that. However, despite the childhood that I had of welfare recipient parents who did a lot of drugs, and there was a lot of violence and abuse in the house, the odds were that I would end up, well, much like my sisters. My sister at 21 died in a head-on collision doing a drug run for my parents. And then my other sister's been in and out of jail since she was 13 years old. She's now 43 years old. It's a sad set of circumstances. I'm so very grateful that I chose a different path. I'm certainly not better than my sisters. I certainly chose a different path that had a different result altogether. And it's really powerful what can happen with decision. And decisions then produce action in your life, and those actions then produce results. And so the results that I wanted were very different than where I came from. I did not want to repeat the generational cursed path in which I had come from. Generations of teen pregnancies, generations of, which by the way, I happen to be one of those also, but generations of drug and alcohol abuse, generations of financial problems, generations of divorces, generations of messes with kids and early deaths. That's where I came from. And I was so very blessed that I met somebody that introduced me to the concept of becoming an entrepreneur. And I did not start in business because I knew I could succeed. I actually got started because I knew I could fail. You know, when I looked at the very successful business people and I thought, man, if it takes me 20 years to learn what they know, and if I fail their income by 90% in 20 years, I would never be making $100,000 a year staying at my job at the mall. I would never make that kind of money. And so I figured, man, if I commit to learning for the next 20 years, and even if I fail the millionaire's income, gosh, this is a great shot that I have at a better life. That then sent me on a completely different path. And isn't it crazy that you and I can make decisions today that can change the rest of the course of our life? Today, decisions you make can change everything. Because what follows decision is action. What follows action is results. And you know whether or not you're on the right path or the wrong path based on your current results. What results do you want in your life that are different than the results that you're getting right now? The other part of that equation is that you have to be patient during that season between action and results. A lot of us get weary in the action. We don't see results fast enough, so then we change our action. And when we change that action, then it's going to produce a different result. And so in the first hour of the Dani Johnson Show, we were talking about something so simple, so foundational, that could literally change how you are perceived, how your business or your career, your position in life could change by this simple little common courtesy of a thank you. Yeah. Saying thank you. Right here in the studio, I actually have thank you cards. Because oftentimes on the breaks, I will use that time, rather than gossiping, rather than doing something unproductive, I will use that time to write out thank you cards. People that I need to write a personal message to, people that have done something that stands out different than, let's say, the day before or the week before or the month before. Somebody that maybe is doing a little bit more, going the extra mile, bringing their very best game, trying their absolute best. It is important that we write out a thank you card to that person. I want you to think about this. When was the last time that you, in your position, whether it is mom or dad, wrote a thank you card to your spouse or your kids saying thank you? Thank you for doing the dishes. Thank you for working hard. Thank you for how you provide for our family. Thank you for keeping the house up and picking up after yourself. It really makes a difference. Think about that. What will that do for that person who receives that thank you card? Now let's go one step further to work. Okay, well, the sad part is that 98% of the population who ends up with a tragic financial disastrous end Those people are that way because of the way that they think. And even right now, it's like, I don't need to thank my spouse. I don't need to thank my kids. Oh, man. It's that 98% attitude that keeps you stuck, keeps you in mediocre relationships. There's no passion. There's no harmony in that. You are walking around entitled. So we take it one step further and we take it to work. And that 98%er says, well, I only work in the warehouse, or, I'm a nobody inside of this organization. It doesn't make a difference if I write a thank you card to the receptionist for being here. No, it does make a difference. Largely people don't get promoted in their jobs because they have not built great relationships with the people that are around them. They have this playpen mindset. This is my sandbox. This is my playpen. And I'm not responsible for anything outside of this playpen. Well, that mindset is an employee, a 98% mediocre employee mindset. And that's why you will stay in that mediocre place, because you get out what you put in. And so, but if you just simply cross over to the employeepreneur side of things, which is that 2%er mindset that simply says, whose life can I make a difference in today? Who needs to hear thank you? Even if it's not in your department. Even if it's not your responsibility. If you all of a sudden make it your responsibility to build bridges instead of walls with the people you work with, those people will rally around you. Those people will speak highly about you to other people that are in positions that can promote you. If you all of a sudden step into being a leader, even though you don't have the title, even though you don't have the authority, but you begin to practice those skills anyway, you will become that person you desire to be with the business card and the title, if that's what you're after. If you want to be elevated in a position, then you've got to elevate yourself, your conduct, your leadership, your communication skills. Well, Dani, I just work for a small little mom and pop shop. Well, what's your vision for that small little mom and pop shop? Don't let the vision of that, what it looks like now, stop you from building it out to be powerful and wonderful. Employees have a major impact on companies based on their own vision that they see for their own department. And they begin to step out and lead it in that way. It is those people that go the extra mile, that build those relationships beyond their own little playpen. It is those people who treat it as though they already own it, like they own that business, they've got vision for that business. Those are the people that really rise to the top. And they have more value. They bring more value to the business. Therefore, there is more pay for those people because they're increasing the value. So there's something you can do today. Who in your office or who at work or what customers, clients, should you write a thank you card for? And why should you do that? Number one, it'll make you stand out. Number two, it brings honor where honor is due. Number three, it builds loyalty. Number four, it will come back to you. People will want to work with you, want to refer you. Expand your territory. Even if you're in sales and you've made a good connection with a prospect, let's say that sale has not come through yet, write that prospect a thank you card. It causes you to stand out, different than everybody else, every other salesperson that has talked to them. There's only a very rare group of people on the earth that will take the time. Most people don't realize that this is actually an investment of time. It's an investment of heart, sincerity. It's an investment of relationship. And it's only through relationship that loyalty is actually built. Only through relationship. So this is something that I used 23 and a half years ago Why? I was a homeless woman. I'm building the business out of the trunk of my car in a payphone booth. I have no credibility, friend. And if you want to stay in that place of homeless, hopeless, no credibility, with a low value of life, then you stay there with that sick and disgusting mindset. But if you want to get out of that, then you've got to do what I did. And what I did is I elevated how I treated people. I followed this without even realizing it. Check this out. It says, do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourself. Do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others. This is totally foundational. So think about it. When we cut away to this break, I want you to make a list. Just for a second. Make a list. Who should you, with all your humility, regard as more important than you? First, look at home. Then look at the office or the job or the workplace or the business. Who do you need to regard as more important than you? Not looking for your own interest, but looking at the interests of others. By the way, that's Philippians 2, verse 3 and 4. That's from the Bible. Yeah, it works. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today. Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info at INTELEREP.com or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
With all the changes happening in healthcare, Christians want to know, is there any option that's God-honoring, affordable, and acceptable under the law? The answer is Medishare. It's not insurance. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. Unlike individual insurance plans, which are now required to cover the morning after pill, your healthcare dollars never pay for things that go against your beliefs. There's no enrollment period, so you could sign up anytime. You choose your doctors from America's largest provider network. And yes, it's affordable. Family options average around $300 a month. Medishare is healthcare Christians can believe in.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
There's just so much that she's done to help people, to help their children face the next generation with success, to declare war on things that tear families apart, and to look people straight in the eye and to tell them how much they mean to her.
There is no one else.
Like this lady right here. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Dani, I don't get paid enough to go the extra mile for our clients or our customers. You know what? That very mindset is what keeps you never making enough money. That very pathetic, mediocre 98% mindset is what keeps you stuck financially. It's also what robs you of a better life. I don't get paid enough to do that. Listen, buddy, you're never going to grow beyond where you're at unless you start giving more than what you're paid for. That's how everything in life works. Seriously. It's that 98%er that sits there and looks at the ground and says, hey, prove to me that you're going to grow me some corn and then I'll plant some seed. It doesn't work that way. That very mindset is what will keep you and everyone around you broke because you actually give that mindset to your children. You give that mindset to the people you work with. You got to break free from that 98%er mediocre baloney way of thinking and living. The only way you're going to move your life ahead is if you go beyond your pay grade. Think beyond the pay grade. Think beyond what your job description is. What is your vision for what you're doing? And by the way, if you're in business, I'm telling you, if you do not appreciate the people that you're working with, they can go find another place to work, and it will cost much more money to find another one than it will to keep the one that you have. Unless, of course, what you have is the wrong fit. If you've got someone that's the wrong fit, cut them loose quick. Get rid of it because it costs the company money to keep the wrong fit within. But it's important that you do appreciate those that are around you. I have found that a simple thank you pulls more out of people than anything else does. A simple word of encouragement or appreciation pulls more out of them than anything else. There's nothing more powerful than you taking the time to sincerely look them in the eyes and tell them how much you appreciate them. It really does matter. Not to mention your prospects or your clients, the ones you already have. People very much so, 98% mindset that they already have a client base and they ignore those people. They don't follow up with those people. They don't follow through with those people. They don't continue to build that relationship. But that's where the easiest business is. That's where the easiest sales is where? In the follow-up. When you show them that you care more about them and them reaching that goal or that vision, that dream it is that they have, you care more about them than you do even about what you're trying to market to them, they feel that. And in that feeling, they feel compelled to tell other people about your business. At the end of the day, there's nothing more powerful than word of mouth. There's nothing more powerful than a referral. A referral is the easier thing to be able to convert into a sale, and a referral is more loyal. That's a more loyal client, and you want that. That will help to sustain you no matter what is going on in the marketplace. Bottom line. I got to read that thing to you again, by the way, that Philippians 2:3-4. It's so powerful, man. And I bet you didn't even know that this was in your Bible, right? Quit reading it from a religious standpoint. It is the best success book ever written for business. It is. The Bible. It's the best success book ever written for relationships, for your marriage, for raising your kids, through going through tough times together as a family. It's the best success book ever written for your health. It's the best success book ever written for your finances. It really is. But let me read this to you again. It's so good because it applies to every job that's on the planet right now. Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility. Humility is never going to go out of style. You need to understand that. Humility is never going to go out of style, right? But with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourselves. Isn't that rad? Do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also the interests of others. And that's a guidebook right there. That's a roadmap that just takes you straight to the bullseye of success. Every successful millionaire I've ever studied, this was the core of their success. You can treat people different today, whether you're at the bottom or the top. Improve the way you're going to treat people today. Put a focus on it. And it's going to make a huge difference. It's going to cause less stress to happen, more production. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening, thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on the Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on the Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400, 251-928-9400.
Why don't you groom your kids for success?
What's the option?
Letting your daughter hang out with ne'er-do-wells and eventually bringing you a grandchild with a pierced navel?
Don't get a grandbaby with a pierced navel.
Listen to Dani Johnson.
It'll turn things around.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
This is Dani Johnson. So glad that you have chosen to be here with us. Every day we want to bring you concepts, strategies, even introduce you to new skill sets that are going to be able to help to improve your career, your finances, your business, or even how to start one. Right here from DaniJohnson.com, live on the radio, coast to coast, Monday through Friday, 12 to 2 Eastern, plus on television and the radio on Wednesday nights, Saturday, and Sunday nights as well. So, if you care about your future, you care about growing your career, your finances, annihilating your debt, and improving your family and professional relationships, you'll be here every day, 12 to 2 Eastern Time. We're talking about great service, yes. We're talking about what is going to help you improve your life. We've been talking about something as simple as, common courtesy of a thank you, sincerity, being genuine to the people that you actually work with. Think about it. What will help you to improve your reputation out there in the marketplace? If you need help growing in that way, I want to turn our phone lines over to you right now. The number is 844-439-1391. Again, that's 844-439-1391. If you need help in that area or wanting to grow beyond what your skill set is, and if you want to get out of that 98% mindset that says, well, it's not my job, that's not my playpen, it's not my department, that very mindset hurts your income, hurts your future, will never help you to go beyond. You have got to leave that mindset and now embrace something much bigger and think about, how do I add more value to this place? How can I help the sales of this company grow that will result perhaps in me someday growing my income? If you care more about the overall goal, trust me, it shows, because very few people ever care about that. So when you do, it really does show. Okay, I've got Nancy listening in from Orlando, Florida. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. What can I do for you today?
Well, hey, Dani, Nancy Chonacki, how are you?
Nice to meet you over the phone. What can I do for you?
All right, so I have a search engine optimization company, and I got a lot of things on my plate. Got 4 children, and my husband's got some challenges. He's on disability, and I just need some wisdom and spiritual insight on how to just focus on the main thing, helping the people and bringing in more revenue.
Right. So obviously, first of all, I'm proud of you that you're not using your husband's disability situation to stop you financially. You're not using the kids as an excuse to stop you financially. But you are venturing out as an entrepreneur to go and spread your wings and to change the finances that are coming into the home. So I respect you greatly for doing that. So many people of that 98% mindset will sit there and go, well, I can't. My husband's disabled. I can't because I have 4 kids. And, I don't know how to, that just stuff drives me crazy. So I'm really proud of you for having guts and stepping out in faith and starting a company. The main thing is this. The customer is never wrong, and they will tell you exactly what they need as long as you're willing to ask them the questions. If you're really looking at helping to optimize search engine, doing search engine optimization for your clients, then you really have to ask some questions like, what is your ideal customer that you're looking for? What is the goal of your business? Why do you want to be on the internet? What do you see as the potential for you with being on the internet? How did you start your business? Really get in and get to know who they are. What makes them tick? Because with SEO, you know by now that is not a science. It's not a scientific type of a business. It is something that is hit or miss. Some days you hit it well, some days you don't, which means your business must depend on relationship. Because if you don't build a solid relationship with these people, they're going to quickly go find somebody else to do it. But it's the relationship that will keep them with you long enough until you're able to produce the results for them. So I don't know how much you know about your clients versus how much you want them to know about you. It doesn't matter what they know about you. What matters is how much do you know about them? How many kids do they have?
Right.
What's their dog's name?
Right.
What sports are those kids involved in? How did they ever come up with the concept of their business? Try to find out what their story is. Like whatever prompted them to start that business, what prompted them to create that product, and find out what their history is. Really build that bridge there, and then really look at and try to understand what is their ideal customer? How have they found that customer in the past? Because often how they have found their current customer base can help you optimize how they'll find and expand that customer base with SEO. So that's the best thing I can tell you. And to be honest with you, that really applies to so many businesses because so much of today, even advertising, when you advertise someplace, that is something that you really have to build a solid relationship with that client. Because if you don't, they're going to go advertise with somebody else. So everything boils down to relationship first, business follows. So Nancy, I'm proud of you for asking that question. Now go do some of the things that I taught you to do. And I cannot stress to you enough the importance of you getting involved in and connected with the community that we have on Facebook, that you get connected with our clients at First Steps to Success. Gosh, what you learn in that environment is so powerful when it comes to really mastering relationship with your clients, mastering relationship to getting referrals. Even if you're not able to produce the results instantly, you can still get referrals from those clients. And that's what I'll teach you at First Steps. The next one, by the way, is not far from you. It's in San Antonio, Texas. It's a short 2-hour flight straight across the bottom of the United States. So I would get your ticket right away. Just as you don't use excuses for anything else, don't use an excuse to get there. San Antonio 12th, 13th, and 14th. Because your business is one that's built from home with SEO, I would absolutely recommend that third day of understanding sales and marketing and how to bring that on the internet so that you can really explode what it is that you do. You need a deep understanding of people to do SEO effectively. So I hope to see you there and soon. Susan is from Indiana. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. What can I do for you, Susan?
Hi, I'm sorry.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of eating a banana and listening to your show. Okay. Basically, what I'm trying to figure out, I am in network marketing.
Okay.
This is my first network marketing business. I was able to rise through the ranks pretty quickly, but I'm having a hard time connecting with a lot of my clients because I've had so many, like an influx of customers that have come in very quickly. And I do try to keep in touch with them and keep up with them, but I don't get a lot of feedback when I'm asking for it. So,
well, it sounds to me that perhaps the relationship with your clients is one way. Meaning they serve you. There's some tools. Right. Are you familiar with smarternetworker.com?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good job.
I signed up. I actually got the $99.
Good job.
It had quite a package in there, Spiritual Guide to Business. And
good job.
I'm part of the Insider group now, so I just got done with the videos on fear.
Good job.
I'm looking into that.
Those are so good, aren't they? Okay, there's a system that you can find at DaniJohnson.com called Instant Customer Goldmine.
Okay.
It's a program that has 4 CDs in it. It's specifically like step 1, step 2, step 3. You just follow this very simple formula to really building a client base that is continual. Meaning that you continually have clients coming in and continual referrals coming in. And so what happens, especially if, in Susan, if you're new, I hope that you will treat that business as serious as though it was a $100 million company that you are building. I hope that you make it your choice profession. And I don't want to hear it's my first. No, this is your chosen profession. You are not going to look for another opportunity. This one is going to work for you if you choose to become a professional in that industry. And you build as the professionals build it. And so Instant Customer Goldmine, because of what I'm hearing you say is you have more of a product-focused business, that in those 4 hours and study it again and again and again is going to duplicate great customer bases, not only for you, but for your team. It's also going to show you how to take those existing customers and turn them into wholesale users that are building their own networks of people using that product. I'm excited for you. It's a very lucrative business. It's a very profitable business if you work it as a pro. If you don't, it's a very expensive hobby.
I do love it.
Terrible hobby if you don't work it like a pro. Susan, I'm proud of you. Congratulations for being in business and doing your best and connecting with Smarter Networker. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info@INTELEREP.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.
So, politicians are all like, let me be clear, and I'll give you something you've never gotten anywhere else before.
How's that working for you?
You know what? She's tired of that mess. How about this?
You listen to her.
She brings you hope.
You make the change.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Yeah, so appreciation and encouragement. You'll never guess what happened to me on the break. My sweet spiritual daughter, for Mother's Day, brought me this incredible, sweet gift. Now, see, there's something very precious that when you know and you take the time to learn about what people like, what flavors they enjoy, what colors they love, what, I don't know, fabrics, you know, there's something very powerful, friend. Now you, again, I told you this in the very beginning of the show, that 23 years ago when I was homeless, I took concepts from an industry that did not fit the industry of the business that I was starting. The business I was starting was a low-level, bottom-of-the-barrel type of a business. It was not something that was high-end. It wasn't something that was exquisite. It wasn't something that was prestigious. Yet, I brought prestige and high-end service into a place that normally has terrible service. And when you marry those two things together, now you have something powerful. And so as we've been talking all throughout the last 2 hours about bringing that exquisite service, one of those things is, and like we just had with our last caller, Susan, who's new to the business world, who said, I kind of go in these lulls with customers, and I'm not really getting the feedback that I want to get from them. And the reason is because that then is a sign that those customers are not feeling special. They're not feeling important. They're not feeling valued. They are feeling like they're being used. That it's a one-way relationship from their bank account to yours, and that's it. You won't keep customers long if that's how they feel, but if they feel really honored. And again, one of those ways to honor them is to spend time with them, learning about them. We have something in our office. It's called, it's a sheet. We actually pass this out at our Creating a Dynasty event, which is coming up here shortly in a week, actually. Yeah, a week from tomorrow is when we leave for Dynasty. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. It's our advanced conference. It's an advanced leadership conference where we teach you how to promote. We teach you more in depth concerning finances and growing wealth, much more in depth with leadership and communication skills, learning how to motivate people. Unfortunately, if you have not graduated from First Steps to Success, you cannot go to Creating a Dynasty. But anyway, at this training, we really put a focus on you understanding people. And we have this sheet called My Favorite Things. And we encourage you to pass that out to your staff, to your family members, to your clients. And why? Because it makes it very easy to really hit the target in bringing honor or appreciation. Because different people are appreciated in different ways. And so when you really put time into really getting to know them, what's their favorite color? What is their dog's name? What's their favorite hobby? What is their story? People love to tell their story. They really, really do. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, remember we had AMTC on here on the show. That's Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ. Incredible organization. They've been around for 25 years. It didn't start out as a talent organization for Christ. It started out as a talent organization just for the general market in Hollywood. And then all of a sudden, the head of that organization found her faith in the Savior, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, and now turned her whole company around to being now a ministry and raising up people that want to set a good example in Hollywood, whether it's acting or singing, modeling. They want to be in the fashion world. They even want to be a comedian. They want to write music, whatever the arts are when it comes to talent and performing before crowds of people. Actors and Models and Talent for Christ, that's AMTC, that organization has a powerful story, and they truly care about your success. They truly care about the talent that has been put in you when you were knitted together in your mother's womb. They believe in the calling that's on your life. And this, I believe, is largely why they are so successful, because it's not about anything other than pulling the best talent out of you and putting you in the best place for you to audition with that talent and making sure that you're able to set an awesome example for that industry, which needs it so badly. Which, by the way, if you want to know how to get a hold of them, you go to amtcaudition.com. Beautiful site, wonderful people. amtcaudition.com. You might know somebody that has a gifting, that wants to be in fashion, wants to act, or wants to sing, wants to dance, wants to do something that is performing, in the performing arts. You got to recommend AMTC to them. They are awesome people. Again, that's amtcaudition.com, amtcaudition.com, or you can call 800-STAR-420. Will you write that phone number down so you can pass it on to a friend? Because again, it could be that you have a client or a customer, maybe even that you're about to meet a prospect, that is their dream, right? They are an actor, or they're a singer, or they want to model, and yet they don't really know how to go about doing it and being found out. Well, AMTC is doing free auditions right now all across the country, and they even do online auditions. So give this phone number to that person that's got talent, 800-STAR-420. Again, 800-STAR-420. Again, that's another way you can serve your client base. It's another way you can serve the people, the coworkers that you work with, because there could be someone that you're working with that on the side has this music flair or fashions flair or what acting flair. Introduce them to AMTC. That makes that person feel so special, makes them feel important, makes them feel noticed that you recognize that they actually had talent. Again, 800-STAR-420. Go to them and sincerely look them in the eyes and say, I believe in you. On the note of telling someone you believe in them, there's something else that you can do for your clients, gifts, and for your coworkers. Okay? Now, I know, Dani, gifts are expensive. Not always. Go ahead and direct them to where they can get a free copy of a book that's going to help them annihilate all their debt, grow in their career, improve their relationships, bring back those dreams off of the shelves where they're collecting dust, pull them off, dust them off, and let's ignite those things. You can share with them First Steps to Wealth, and it's a free book. It's free. So that is something that, again, if you are working with a group of people who are trying to get out of debt, trying to move their lives forward, here's something for you. You can say, hey, listen, I want you to know I believe in you. I want you to know I am behind you 100%. I heard about this book. I heard about this homeless woman that started a business from the trunk of her car in a payphone booth and became a millionaire. She has made her book available to you. I just wanted to pass this on to you. I know it's going to help you, and I want you to know I believe in you. So give them the phone number, 866-760-8255. Again, that's 866-760-8255. Did I say it too fast? 866-760-8255. For their free copy of First Steps to Wealth, they can get an ebook form or they can get a physical form if they pay the shipping and handling to get it to their house. We'll pay for the $15 book to get to them. But again, 866-760-8255. Get a copy of that and pass it on to somebody. It will bless them. It honors them. It says that you believe in them. We're going to talk to you tomorrow on the Dani Johnson Show, where we tackle another topic that I believe is going to help you move your life ahead. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Leave us comments on Facebook at Dani Johnson Live or on the website. We'd love to hear about the show. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.